good morning, world. Hey, Jamar, first and foremost, bro, I love that video. That video is dope. So, gotta point that out, man. And so, good morning, world, and welcome to yet another season of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. We are grateful and appreciative of you all rocking with us and continuing to just talk sports with us. We are just some normal guys who just love to talk sports. And so, thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we conversate about the latest sports topics that have taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always the blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast page. We have two pages on Facebook. On Instagram at the Early Morning Sports Talk POD. Again, on IG at the Early Morning Sports Talk POD. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, Peeper Hernandez, as well as our guests for the weekend. And we also got to include our brother Jake Long as well, and you can find his page as well. Today is August 31st. Today is August 31st of 2024. And again, this is our new season. And we have seen yet again another fascinating week and just some time, Jamar, in the sports world since we've been on break. We saw the United States defeat France in what was a road game in the men and women's side, although that women's side, it got very, very competitive with former Chicago Sky player Gabby Williams having a great outing and being re-signed by the Seattle Storm. But we ended up taking the gold 8 times in a row on the women's side and 5 times in a row on the men's side. Now, other countries are angry and they, I live in a French island, and so they are trying to state, hey, we're coming in the future. We're coming. We're right there. We're coming. All right, you're coming, but you're not there yet. And so the United States still reigns supreme when it comes to basketball. On the other hand, our Chicago Bears went 4-0 in the preseason. Looked very, very good. Caleb Williams has some great throws, some great moments. Our defense looked fantastic, forcing a lot of turnovers, flying to the ball, being very physical, as well as our running game being very, very effective with a playmaker, Velus Jones, really standing out this preseason and really, really, really opening some eyes to ask, hey, could this guy potentially be our second string running back and be a guy that we could use just in multiple ways on the offensive side of the ball? Lastly, our Chicago Sky, they have had a second half disappointment. Last night falling to the Indiana Fever. And Caitlin Clark, Jamar, I think putting the door closed on the Rookie of the Year vote. She's put the door closed, in my opinion, after her career high of 31 points with a double-double. No disrespect to our sister Angel Reese, who posted her 23rd double-double, which is the most for a rookie in NBA history. She's making history, just history after history as well. Unfortunately, she just has Caitlin Clark in front of her. And so, with that being said, introducing my brother from another mother. We've been rocking together on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast now for 4 years, Jamar. It's been 4 years, bro. We started this in 2020, and we started this because of the pandemic. Everybody was at home, and we wanted to still talk our sports. And so here we are, bro, yet again for a new season. It is always a pleasure. And so I just want to say good morning, sir. How are you?
Man, Brandon, first and foremost, like I didn't realize it's been that long. It's crazy how time flies, man. But man, I'm happy to be back. It's like this break was a long one, but
It was. It was. It
yeah,
was. It was.
it's
It
a
was
breath of fresh
refreshing,
air. Right?
man. I must say that it was very refreshing, and you know, I just really, really love the fact that I had a chance to just focus on just some normal things, etc. And now we get back to talking our sports and things of that nature. And so, with that being said, bro, let's get right into it. And so, we have a variety of topics to talk about. And so, let's get into our Chicago Bears preseason thoughts. So, the Chicago Bears, uh, 4-0 this preseason. And they begin the upcoming season versus the Tennessee Titans in week 1. Uh, just want your thoughts, bro. What are your thoughts on the Chicago Bears? What do you think of that 53-man roster? Is there anybody that you think was left off? Just give me everything. What do you think about the Bears? Just give me everything about the Bears thus far this preseason?
Man, watching the Bears this preseason was definitely it definitely felt like it's a new chapter here for the better. And the fact that between the games and them being on Hard Knocks, so we even got more of an inside look, from the team's perspective, from actually getting a little bit to know Caleb Williams a little bit more, get to know, Ryan Poles a little bit more as far as his process of how to go about things and just how the camaraderie of this team. And so, the record is the record. Preseason records, we really don't care. It's just more so about like how this team looks. The first team offense, can they sustain drives? Can we prevent 3 and outs? The one game against Cincinnati where basically the starters played the first half, we did see 3 straight 3 and outs, but I guess a part of it was quote unquote because the communication in the headset was all jacked up or whatnot. But I guess once they figured that out, and all of a sudden, things just started to work smooth. But nevertheless, during this time with Caleb Williams, that we got to see him in game action, which is kind of limited per se, but he looks the part. He passed the eye test to me already. And it's been certain quarterbacks that has come in, I would say in recent years, that like with the eye test in the first couple of games, you be like, okay, yeah, he's legit. Like I remember when Joe Burrow first came in the league, and I'm sitting here like, as soon as I saw him, like he's already better than Baker Mayfield at the time that was the quarterback of the Browns in that division. I'm like, he's already better than him. And then I don't keep looking before he got hurt. I'm like, yeah, this dude is the real deal. And then the next year, they just had a magical run and went to the Super Bowl. But anyway. As far as Caleb, you see that no matter he's very evasive, like he avoids pressure. But also at the same time, his eyes is always down the field. He's always looking to pass. He goes through his progressions. It's like, as a Bears fan, like we haven't really had this before. It's new. It's a shiny new toy. It's excitement. It just has excitement written all over it. Besides him, the receivers, excellent. The offensive line isn't bad when they're healthy. They're not bad at all. DeAndre Swift and I'm not including the Hall of Fame game. We can kick that out. But the other preseason, I think the Bills game, when Caleb did that no-look flip, and you just saw the explosion on DeAndre Swift just taking off for like 40-yard scamper. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got that. And then the defensive side of the ball, dude, our secondary is really good. They do. Even the second stringers, I'm like, my gosh, like y'all playing. The linebacking core, of course, like the only question mark per se is like, is there another edge rusher outside of Montez Sweat that can help him get to the quarterback? I know they drafted Austin Booker. I mean, I feel like in spurts he looks pretty good. So it's like this team doesn't have any like glaring weaknesses, in my opinion. Like nothing that's like glaring. Of course, there could be some areas that could be improved upon, but there's like no glaring weakness, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. And for me, bro, one of the biggest things, and this is on top of just everything you stated, just kind of adding icing to the cake. We've seen a lot of greatness from Caleb Williams, his progressions, etc., and being smart with the football, him not just being one-dimensional. but you can see that his eyes puts pressure on the defense, and I love that. I love that because it keeps the defense afraid. It keeps them on their heels, and if you think he going this way, he can hit you and go this way. He can, and that's something that Justin just can do. And so I love that, and that's a very positive sign. Also, just the throws. Some of the throws are amazing, man. The no lookers kind of remind you of Patrick Mahomes, and so I'm really excited on that end to see some of the magical plays he's been doing already. But this is the biggest thing, Jamar. The biggest thing for me is that we have depth, which means that it's more than just the first screen. This appears to be a team that if someone gets injured, we don't have to be on our heels and toes too worried because based off of how a lot of our guys looked in the preseason, we got depth at running back, Jamar.
Correct.
We got depth at wide receiver.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know if the world know about it, and I hope they don't. But this kid, number 80, Jamar, I just call him number 80. He's a ball player. He's been making a lot of plays throughout the preseason, very explosive, and that is a very positive sign for me. Um,
You talking about Colin Johnson?
yeah, he was making a lot of plays.
Yes. Yes.
He was making a lot of plays, and so that was a positive for me. The secondary, that was a positive to see. So many guys making plays on a secondary. Yes, and Colin Johnson, kid out of Texas, ball player. That's depth, Jamar. Even of as example, the tight end position, just the blocking. Our running backs, man. Maybe we talk a lot and we give a lot of credit to the backs, but you can't give credit to the backs, Shamar, without giving credit to that whole line. And so Jake pointed that out to me. Was hey man, we got to give some credit to this offensive line too. And so this offensive line, Jamar, looks much improved compared to what we have seen with the Bears in the last how many years? Like
decade.
Something like that. It's been a while. maybe our university days. Like it's been a while, and that is it's something that's just weird to see, but it's very positive to see. So it's the preseason. I'm not getting too excited. It's just the preseason. But based off of what we've seen in the preseason, we have seen a lot of positives, and that's a positive. And so, with that being said, bro, let us progress now to our 2024 schedule. So, Bears got the fifth easiest schedule in the NFL, which is nice. And so, hopefully, we can take advantage of this. We got the Tennessee Titans, bro, at home. Okay.
Pull it up.
All right. I got it pulled up right here. Let me pull it up and let's talk about that. So, with our schedule, I'm just curious to know, Jamar, what are your thoughts for this schedule? And do you think we can finish over 500, possibly challenge for a wild card? I don't know what you're thinking with this schedule, but based off of it, we'll do it like this. Let's start with the Tennessee Titans.
Hold on. I don't
of what we've seen with.
I don't see it. I can hear you. I don't see it. You got the roster up.
Okay. Let me change my view in this case. Thank you for that. All right. So, I think it should be up now. Can you see it?
Let's see. There we go.
All right, cool. And so, our Bears full 2024 schedule. We start with the Titans. Based off of what you've seen, do you think we can get who you got for this game, week 1?
Versus Tennessee, I think we'll win, but I think this game might be closer than what people think on surface, just by more so the additions that the Titans have made in the offseason.
Right.
I'm not sleep on that whatsoever. I think we'll win, but it might, might take to the fourth quarter to really, get away from them.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Texans, we at Houston.
Man, that would be amazing if we can go in there on Sunday Night Football in Houston and take a win.
Right.
I don't see it, but I ain't gonna rule it out. But for now, I'm gonna say we lose that one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's a good game, and I think we have some good moments. I think we come in with the underdog mentality, make them afraid. But I think Houston, man, based off of the additions they made this offseason, Jamar, they've made a lot of upgrades. They were already a damn good team last year. That team, they got Super Bowl aspirations. So we'll see how things turn out with that one. Indianapolis, Jamar, borderline wild card team, went down to the final week last year. Lost to Houston in Indianapolis. Running back, as you remember, dropped that pass. He could have had a lot of space if he kept the ball in his hand. But now they got their starting quarterback back, Gardner Minshew. He went over to Las Vegas. And how you feel about this one? We at home.
Hey, Vic, Chris, Jeremy, Walter, all you Colts fans, take that L. We're going into Indianapolis and we getting that W.
Yeah. All right. I'm with you. I think we can pull that one off. Rams. So we at home versus the Rams. This Nikapishu. I can't pronounce his name.
Puka Nacua.
Thank you, my brother. So Puka Nacua. I mean, for me, he was one of the top receivers in the NFL last year as a rookie. This kid was explosive. He was making plays all over the field. He's going to be a really great number 2 to Cooper Kupp. Yes, one of the greatest defensive tackles of all time retired. But the Rams are the Rams. They tend to be a team that, can put up a lot of points. Dangerous team. Great quarterback in Matthew Stafford. Great coach. How does this turn out? What do you think?
This one's going to be tough. It is. But the fact that if we was in Los Angeles, I'd probably say we lose. But I think we win this one. And also the fact that there's no more Aaron Donald for them, so they don't really have that disruptor up the middle. So I don't really trust their defense per se. I think their defense out the best, but I don't think they have that havoc playmaker. Therefore, I like our chances in this one.
Okay. All right. Carolina. We at home versus Carolina. I think we both agree we get the W.
Yep, we need to continue to beat them down since we have their second round pick in next year's draft. Let's keep it moving.
Exactly. Thank you, Carolina. You guys are awesome. Jacksonville Jaguars, game in London. I think the Bears should beat the brakes off the Jaguars too.
They should win, but we know London is their second home, so it's like
right. That's a good point. This is their second home.
It is. But I just trust our quarterback more. I just do. So I think we get the win.
Okay. Yeah. Bye week at the Commanders.
We should win this game. I feel like this is a trap game. We should win it because I think Jaden Daniels probably come out and have a chip on his shoulder. trying to prove that, he should have been the top guy. I'm the Heisman Trophy winner, like, I'm that guy type deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking forward to this one, bro. But
I'm
you
gonna
think
say we
you,
lose this one, even though I feel like we should win. I'm gonna just say we lose this
okay? Yeah, we at Washington. Um, it's interesting, man. I've been hearing a lot of good about Jaden Daniels,
one.
and I've seen some nice highlights from him this preseason. I'm really interested in this game, bro, because of everything you just stated with the 1 and 2. This kid was a great playmaker in college, arguably the top best playmaker in college. I mean, he did win the Heisman, and so him with that Commanders team, we'll see. My only concern about the Commanders, they let go a lot of good players, so
Facts.
we'll see how this turns out. But I think the Bears, if they focus, they should take care of business.
Correct. I agree with you on that. They should
Yeah.
take care of business.
Arizona, man, Kyler Murray got him a weapon. I mean, he's a rookie, but he got him. He still got great running back in the backfield that can do a lot. Um, what do you think about this one? Is this a trap game? You think the Bears take care of business, or
See, just on surface between the Commanders and the Cardinals, I feel like they lose one of those, even though they shouldn't. So since I have them losing to the Commanders, I think they beat the Cardinals. But if Kyler Murray is healthy, like that Cardinals offense isn't bad.
they
With
finished strong last year, bro? When
they
Kyler Murray
did,
got back,
and they was depleted of talent, but they still have
right?
James Conner. They did draft a running back in Trey Benson right behind him. You got
Mm-hmm.
Trey McBride at tight end, and then you got the phenom rookie and Marvin Harrison Jr., which I would have loved for him to be in a Bears uniform, but I do
Right.
love Odunze as well. So, but I think their offensive line isn't the greatest in the world. So if we could, apply pressure, that will neutralize a lot of that. So I take us.
Right. Yeah. Pats. Uh, maybe by this time it won't be Jacoby Brissett. Maybe it'll be Drake May. But I don't know about you, but I think the Bears, if they focus, uh, they should take care of business. New head coach. It ain't Bill Belichick no more. But I don't know, man. This head coach is under the Bill Belichick tree, so we'll see. But what do you think about this
No, no, you're giving them too much credit. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Simon. Dominique.
one?
Mm-mm.
All you Pats
No,
fans.
no, it's a wrap. New England is arguably the worst team in the NFL this year.
Yeah, I think they'll be terrible. Right. Yeah. Packers, man. We at home. We start our division slate. All the games you notice, bro. We ain't got no division games. And we finished a lot with the division towards the end of the season. And so versus Green Bay, Jordan Love, a lot of great playmakers in Green Bay. They did let go of their running back, but they still got a great quarterback. In my opinion, he's a great quarterback, Jordan Love. I've been on his bandwagon since he got out of North Dakota State. So, what's your thoughts on this one, man? I guess at this point, I don't know if just your thoughts. I don't know who wins. You don't have to give me who wins. We know the Packers damn near had our numbers for years. It'll be nice to get a win week 11 versus the Packers. I'm not going to predict on this one just because. You just give me your thoughts on this one, man.
So I'm gonna predict the Packers game. So I mean, the Packers are a good team. They are a really good team. I would not deny that at all. Jordan Love, I mean, he started off a little slow last year, but he finished strong. He really did. So I give him credit where it's due. Packers got weapons. I like our weapons more, but they do have weapons. They are fundamentally sound. I say we lose this one. I say we lose this particular game against them.
Okay. Yeah. What about versus Minnesota? Sad to see what happened to J.J. McCarthy. Now you have second. I can't remember the name of the quarterback. Maybe you can help me out. Who's the starter now?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Okay, so Sam Darnold is taking the helm in Minnesota. And so with that, bro, I think the Bears should win this one. What about you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They should probably be one of the worst teams in the NFL too. Detroit, though, we at Detroit. Thanksgiving, man. It's always a fun time of the year. Think the Bears can go into Detroit and win that one? We do have Detroit's number.
To
no
a
matter
certain
how
degree,
bad we are, we tend to just always play them tough.
Usually, but I think didn't we lose both games to them last year though?
We beat them once.
We
and
did.
We should have beat them the second time. I mean, the first time. Remember,
last year
we choked the game.
We must have choked the home one.
Right, we choked it. Yep, and we won the second one in Detroit.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna say for this one, I say they get us on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Because I think Detroit is a legitimate team. They've made a lot of additions to their secondary this year. Basically, if Detroit can play a lick of defense, that team is really good.
That's a Super Bowl contender. That team can put up buckets, as I say, score a lot of points, explosive. They in the dome. You know how that turf work, Jamar. Defense is it wasn't so bad last year, bro. I mean, they got one of the best players in football on that defensive side of the ball. He's coming for defensive, in my opinion, Jamar. He's coming for that award. He's going to challenge some folks for that Defensive Player of the Year award. That's Mr. Hutchinson. And so Detroit is one of those teams that they have Super Bowl aspirations, and I'm just really excited, Jamar, to be able to see that one. And if the Bears have a record over 500, which I hope they should, based off of the schedule that they have in the first half of the season, because the second half is going to be very tough, based off of what they got in the first half of the season. I'm very hopeful that this could be a highly televised game. Everybody's watching, and that the Bears are over 500, and it makes this game super sexy to watch because of all of what it could be, of what we think it could be on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And so, yes, we got a new guest that just came in. I don't know who that is. That's my boy, Ian. Yes, sir. Ian, what it do, bro?
What's up? Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, I'm good, man. We back.
Yes, sir. So, bro, we are talking about the Chicago Bears. We talked about the preseason schedule already. And right now, we're just going through the NFL schedule and breaking it down and what we think potentially what the Bears could do, etc. We've talked about that first half of the season, bro. So we talked about the Titans, Texas, Indianapolis, Rams, Panthers, Jacksonville, Commanders, Cardinals, Pats, Packers, Vikings, and now we at Detroit. Based off of what we've seen thus far, bro, we feel that the first half of the season could be a strong part of our season because we don't have a lot of strong teams. We got a fifth easiest schedule in the NFL. But starting at the second half, bro, it's looking a lot tougher. Like as example, week 11, we both think that we could very well could lose to that Packers team. Minnesota, we think we could win. That tends to be one of the worst teams in the NFL, we'll think, especially since J.J. McCarthy got hurt. Sam Darnold will be the starter there. And then at Detroit. Just any thoughts, bro, and I'll follow back up with Jamar. Any thoughts from this week 13? I know that you've been a Lions fan in the past. I'm not sure if you still are, but how do you feel about this one? And this might be a tough game for you to pick.
Honestly, I think I'll pick the Bears just because it kind of seemed like we've had the Lions number no matter what our record is, no matter what their record is. It's almost like we like the Packers to us to the Lions, if that make any
Right.
sense.
Yeah,
Like
Brandon just said that.
we always got their numbers, so um, I don't have no problem picking the Bears.
Mm.
I think the Bears should sweep them. They should have swept them last year, but
Right. Blew the damn game, first game.
yeah.
But yeah. And so, all right, cool. These by the way, for our viewers and our future viewers, we are just giving brief analysis of these games. As weeks go by, as time go by, we'll have a lot more to talk about with these games because we'll see how the teams look, and so it could very well be a different analysis. As example, come week 13, the actual week 13 at Detroit. Jamar, bro, we at San Francisco. We know about San Francisco, Super Bowl contender. Um, in my opinion, you know, if it wasn't for the greatness of Patrick Mahomes, they would have been the Super Bowl champs. But they ran into one of the goats.
Twice.
And so, with that being said, bro, like, what's your thoughts on this one? You think we go in and shock the Niners?
Nah,
Uh,
nah. As long as they're healthy, and more importantly, as long as Trent Williams actually reports to their team, no, that team is a next level juggernaut. And then us to go into San Francisco, that's a tall task. Now, if we just so miraculously win, I mean that'll change everything for me with this team going forward. But I don't see it happening as of right now. I don't see it.
right, right. Ian, bro, what do you think?
I think that's a loss. Now unless San Francisco has some type of big injury, or I don't know, maybe they just have a bad game that day. But I wouldn't bet that the Bears will win that game on the road. Nah.
Not even with the rest, guys. We're gonna have a lot of rest going into that game.
Nah. I still got San Francisco.
They're really good, man. Across the board on every level. That
Right,
team is loaded.
right,
Still
right.
got Brandon Ayuk coming back for sure
Yeah.
now. So yeah.
And,
Yep,
and,
yep.
and your favorite running back, Brandon, Christian McCaffrey.
I know,
Yep.
man. You know what? He is my guys. He is my favorite running back now because when I look at it, that boy is just cold. He cold? He just cold. Like,
hmm
and I've been saw it in Carolina, but they were maybe he was just part of a bad franchise, right? I mean, you got to be a bad franchise when you gave us what you gave us in order for us to be where we are now. So, you know, Christian McCaffrey had to get the hell out of there, and he is just one of the best running backs in the NFL, man. Future Hall of Famer. On the other hand, fellas, at Minnesota Monday night, another good amount of rest. This is great, guys. I can see why we got the fifth easiest schedule. Look at all these days of rest between Detroit and San Francisco, and then at the Vikings, we got 8 days rest. So, Jamar, bro, what's your thoughts on this one? Think we take care of business?
We're
Or
gonna
is it
beat
a
them.
game or
No. We beating the brakes off of Minnesota on Monday night in front of America. Because
okay?
Minnesota has nothing except for Justin Jefferson. I don't even know Down can even get him the ball on a consistent basis. So give me the Bears.
They got Aaron Jones too, right?
Nope.
Yep.
Well, yeah. But look, I know Aaron Jones as a Packer tortured us. I don't know if Aaron Jones and Minnesota Vikings could do the same.
Yeah, it'd be a whole different, you dig. I mean, he gonna have to really be talented, and I don't know if he's really talented. He was a really good system guy in Green Bay. That's a really good point.
And he needs to be healthy. That's the other thing.
Yeah, this is true. He was not healthy. He got healthy towards the end of the season last year with the Packers. Ian, bro.
This should be an easy win.
Yeah,
Like you stated, no quarterback. It's unfortunate, JJ gets hurt. And I don't know. Now that Sam Darnold turns into Tom Brady this year, which I highly doubt, it's an easy win. Well,
okay,
you know what? I won't say an easy win, but it should be a win. It's still a division game.
right.
So they'll still play a tough game, but Bears should win it.
I'll say this much. I guarantee the score won't be 12-10 like last time.
Yeah,
Nah.
that was an ugly game. Yeah, yeah. I agree, Jamar. We should put up some points. Um, yeah, man. I cannot wait to see our receivers. I cannot wait to see them guys ball. Um, Detroit. So versus Detroit, we at home Sunday afternoon. We always seem to play Detroit in Chicago for some reason in the afternoon. Y'all ever notice that? Every year it's always a day game and the sun be shining. But this time we got them actually at the end of the season, so this could be a snow game or something. This could, generally we get Detroit in the early part of the season at home. It be sunny all the time, but we get them at the end of the year, December 22nd. Jamar, at home, is there a difference? Do we get it even with Detroit, in your opinion?
Yes, and this will be a convincing win at home in December. What is this game like? Right before Christmas?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas, Chicago.
Yeah, we play on the first day of Kwanzaa too. But Jamar, Ian, Detroit, bro. No, this might be a tough game to pick for you again. Who you got for this one, bro?
Should be a win. Like Jamar said, 3 days before Christmas. Outside it's gonna be cold. We're not going to Ford Field. It's not gonna be in the dome.
Right.
It should be a win. Tough
Okay.
game, but it should be a win.
Right. So also, guys, Thursday night we turn right back around. We at home, which is nice. That I can see why it's the fifth easiest schedule, y'all. At home versus Seattle. We ain't got to go on the road. That's really nice. But it is 3 days rest. How do you guys feel about this one?
You notice how when you mentioned not too long ago how we had all that rest, like in between November and the beginning of December. These last 3 games, including this one, is like 3 games in like 10 days.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yep, December 16th to the 26th. Yep.
That being said, we should take care of business against Seattle. Seattle, they do have a couple of playmakers. I'll give them that, but I just don't view Seattle the same anymore, at all.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're at home, like you stated, not in the 12th man, that's definitely the difference maker to me on a short week. So
right, and the fact that they don't have Pete there anymore,
yep.
That's a huge difference for me. Ian, what are your thoughts on this one, bro?
This could be a trap game. I can see them losing this game just being that they ain't had no rest, and it could kind of be a trap game.
Right.
Like Jamar said, they got a couple playmakers, so it could be. I say they'll drop this one just.
Now let me ask you this, Ian. We are sports guys. We've been watching sports for a long time. Let's say, based off of what we think and what we've picked with the Bears, they have a winning record, fellas. And week 17, playoff lives on the line. Do you think that the Bears, if they, play Detroit, beat Detroit, play against Seattle, do you think that this team is good enough, bro, to minus 3 days rest, minus 10 days and 10 games in 3 days? Do you think that if chips are really on the line, week 17, battling for your playoff life, that the Bears will take care of the Seahawks in that scenario? Or do you think they still drop that game? This for you, Ian. Because hypothetically, based off of what we think, and I'm thinking that likely week 17, the Bears will be somewhere trying to fight for a playoff or fight for seeding, one of the two. Maybe I think they probably be in the playoffs already based off of the schedule.
Right.
Fighting for seeding at this point, fighting for seeding. Do you think that they take care of Seattle?
Or maybe they could be fighting to win a division.
Right? Versus you did week 18.
I don't know. I just feel like the Seattle game could be a trap game. You thinking Gino, he won't have a good game or he's not the best quarterback, but they still, like y'all
Right,
say that they still got playmakers though. So I feel like this could be a game that could kind of be overlooked. This another game within 10 days.
right, right. Which, in my opinion, could drop the Bears into a wild card, which is what I thought that they would be in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I could see the Bears dropping this one just off of tiredness. But they get a decent amount of rest before they play Green Bay. They got a lot of rest, guys. They had them 3 games in 10 days. There's another game in 10 days. It's against Green Bay, at Green Bay. You know it's going to be cold. It's going to be frozen tundra.
Hmm.
This could be playoff implications. Jamar, you think Green Bay take care of us at home, or just give me your thoughts? I don't know if I really should make a pick on this one. I would like for the Bears to win this game though, just because I think at this point of the season, bro, that they'll be fighting for something with the playoffs. And if they get this win, they'll get in. Or they'll get a good seed, one of the two.
Yeah, this is the one because I had them losing at home to Green Bay. I feel like they will beat Green Bay this time around because at this point, they're going to be is playing. They at that point at week 18, the Bears are going to be the version of the Bears that they're going to be for the rest of the year.
Right.
They're going to go through their bumps and bruises along the way, and they're going to make adjustments. And like you were saying, like the implications of this game probably at this particular time, it's probably going to be a very significant game one way or another.
Right.
So I'm rolling with Caleb. I'm rolling with Caleb going into Green Bay. That'll be our first win in Lambeau, and
Right.
I don't know when. I can't tell you the last time we won
Uh,
in Lambeau.
Yeah,
It probably was with a second or third string
5 years
quarterback.
ago. The second, it wasn't even with a
nuh-uh.
star.
No, I think the last time we beat them in Lambeau, if I can remember correctly, was
It was a
on
holiday.
thank it
Uh,
was on
in,
Thanksgiving.
it was
It was
on
on
Thanksgiving. It
Thanksgiving.
was a holiday.
Yeah.
I remember being at home with my family watching it. Yep.
It had to been over 5 years ago because we lost the
About
last
5 years
10.
ago.
Yeah,
About
yeah,
time to
yeah.
right
It was
tell
what?
both of
No, it
y'all.
was. Yeah, this was like in the 20.
19,
There was a no. This was way before.
18.
This was before that. Yeah, no, this was like
Was it the
we didn't
18 year?
have Nagy. We had Jay Cutler, I think.
Yup, we had Jay Cutler. He was at his
Ooh.
end.
Was that
Yeah, I think
John
this at
Fox
the
as the
end.
coach then?
Maybe John
Yeah, I
Fox.
think
Maybe
so.
John
This probably was.
Fox. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
might have been like 2015,
What, 15, 16?
14,
Something like that.
I,
2015, 14.
I think Fox was around then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fox was around
They had
then.
on they had on white on blue. It was on Thanksgiving. I remember like it
Yup.
was yesterday.
Yup.
That
They
might
had
have been the
the
last time
white
they beat them in Green Bay.
uniforms.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
So we
Yup.
talking almost 10
Dude,
years.
Yup.
how many
Yup.
coaches have we had since then? How many quarterbacks have we had?
Just a lot.
Let
The
me
words
see. Let me
of
Like,
fact check.
if you
man.
had kids, they probably like teenagers and adults by now. Like, just think
Man.
about it. How many presidents have we had in that time frame?
What, 3?
See?
Yep.
Like,
It was 2015
mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving night. They won 17-13.
Wow. Yup. I remember sitting at my sister's house watching the game. Yup. Crazy.
Well, that's
Yup.
9 years ago.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
9 years.
Mm. So
Sheesh.
they showed the Packers, they've owned us. And so, yeah, that should be a very important game, man. And y'all got it y'all got the analysis from the best world. We do
1,
this.
2,
And so,
3.
Wow. we believe that the Bears should be somewhere fighting for a playoff berth around this time. And, possibly even the division winners, possibly seeding. Pretty easy schedule. What you got to say, Jamal?
Hey, I'm just because I tallied up each. Dude, I got them at a 12-5 record. That's wild.
Mm,
Yeah, they got a
yeah,
very favorable schedule.
they do. They could get double digit wins. Very, very much so. Very much
Easy.
so. Yeah, very much so. And based off of the preseason, we saw a lot of positivity in the preseason. So um that's it, guys. We're gonna see how the Bears turn out this season. So fellas, we're gonna get into another topic, the hot Indiana fever. We've gained a lot of followers on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast because of the hotness of Caitlin Clark. Guys, I'm gonna start this off really quickly. I think the Indiana Fever gonna F around and win the WNBA championship based off of what I've seen.
It's a hot take.
It's
That
a
is a real hot
hot take. Have y'all seen this team lately?
Oh yeah,
Have y'all
they,
seen
They,
Caitlin
they,
Clark?
they, they've been
they've
balling.
been they've been doing their thing since the break. I don't think they
But
lost
it's
a game, right?
before that, Jamar, my
No,
Number
brother,
one.
they've been doing it before the break.
yeah, but it seemed like they didn't went to another. It seemed like Caitlyn went to another level after
Yeah,
the
she
break.
got her rest, and she been balling since that break, like
Dominating.
But,
consistently balling.
but I mean, if you think about it, which is kind of weird. Um, well, I know this year they had the Olympics, but those girls, the rookies, they never really had a break. Like the girls like Angel Reese and like those top picks, they never really had a break. They went from the NCAA tournament till 2 weeks later they getting drafted, a week later they getting drafted, and then boom, maybe 2 weeks later they in training camp.
CBMA.
Yeah,
Playing
I'm like,
games.
damn, did they even graduate? Like, they get a break, bro?
No, bro, they didn't. She had to go back and get her degree, dog. Angel.
That's crazy. Like, I'm like, man, she was just playing for LSU a couple weeks ago. Now they in training camp, bro,
Right.
and they
That's
about to
something
play their first
they
game.
gotta fix.
Like, that's
They
insane.
gotta fix. That's something they gotta fix. But all that based off of money, fellas. We know how business work. All that's based off of
Yep.
revenue. That could change sometime soon. I hope it does.
And I guess too, we got to think about they got to fit. They got to fit their schedule from. I guess the NBA Finals is like ending around that time, so they got to like cram their season and all that into like the summertime, and have them, get them time to play in these, arenas because some of them play in the same arenas as the
Arenas as the
NBA
men.
team. Yeah, so I mean, I guess it's tough to kind of fit it all in the same
Right.
in that
This is
one
valid
time
points.
frame.
WNBA it's a hell of a debate, ain't it, Jamar? Because just when you think of just the business part of it, it's a hell of a just topic. Like you right, and with them have to share the same arenas. We lucky in Chicago because they got their own arena, but they still share with DePaul, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of these teams, they will they ever give them their own stadiums? I highly doubt it.
Yeah,
Definitely
it's
not
tough.
now. They would have to make a
Yes.
lot more money right in order to even consider building their own WNBA stadiums.
Yep.
Yeah. So
They gonna have to. They gonna have to like get closer to the NBA level, like as far as the fan base. I mean, it's growing. I mean, the WNBA has a fan base, but it's nothing compared to the NBA and the revenue that they bring in and the fans they constantly bring out to every NBA game. It'll have to be like that for every team, not just
not
not
just
just
last
when
night.
Angel Reese, yeah, not just when Angel Reese and Caitlin play or Asia Wilson plays. It has to be every team for them
Right.
to start having to build
And
every team
they
their
have
own
to
arena.
extend more products too, fellas. So when I say products, how in business if you offer orange lemonade, you offer then pink lemonade, then you offer Jamar regular lemonade. The
Yeah,
WNBA is expanded with teams, right? And so in order for that to happen, then they have to bring in more teams. I think they got Toronto,
Toronto coming,
the Bay Area
Bay
team.
Area, the Valkyrie. Yep.
So they have to bring in more teams, man. So it's gonna be a while before that happens because they only got 12 teams now.
Yeah, but I think they're
Yeah.
gonna have 2 more additional on top of that by 28. So you're gonna be looking at 16 teams.
All right, beautiful. Yeah.
But
So
I would say they definitely heading in the right direction though. Like this year, just based on revenue alone, is
Yeah.
it's an anomaly and it's all in the right
mhm.
direction. And so, Caitlin Clark and this Angel Reese in this class has definitely brought more popularity to it. But in the next couple of years, when you start getting um what's her name from UConn coming out,
Paige Bookers,
yeah, when
Paige
she's come
Beckers and
out,
then Juju.
then did you the year
Juju,
after. So
right,
when you start, and of course, basically the trend is going in that direction too, because you're gonna have a lot more like big name talent that you're starting to hear about, and of course the ones that's already in the league that probably should have had the recognition to begin with. When you couple all that together, then you probably got something.
right, right. Man, I was watching a video, y'all, of Juju. Man, she can hoop, dog. She can hoop.
Man, it's like watching
Yeah.
Melo, bro.
Yeah, I
Man,
was I was watching her workout with Demar.
mm,
She gonna be nice, man.
yeah, she
She's
Well,
my
can.
favorite.
she already nice, but she gonna be some crazy, bro.
Right, man, for
Dude,
real, for real.
imagine like Maya Moore playing in this era right now, and how crazy talented she was back then.
She
Man,
gets so many buckets, buckets. Maya Moore
it's a lot of them that probably deserve the praise that Angel Reese gets and Kaylin. No, not taking nothing away from them. We just living in a different social media era, but
Right.
it's man, it's a lot of girls from back in the day that was like that.
right, right, right. And I mean, now these two fellas,
Yeah,
they have brought so much attention to the WNBA. I'm sure you guys know last night was the most expensive game in WNBA history, right in
crazy.
Chicago, at Win Trust. They were charging 3 bands for seats. 3 bands is $3,000 world for seats at this game. That's NBA stuff, That's like suites
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
front, like that's not bad. And so the game was sold out. If we looked at our timeline, I'm sure we maybe saw somebody at the game that we know. I know I did.
I know my cousin was there. He had very good seats.
That's what's up.
He definitely
I
paid
Um,
for
heard.
him too.
Oh yeah.
mm. Nisha Lewis was there, one of our supporters on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Lisa Johnson was there. Remember we
Mm.
had Lisa a
Oh
while back.
yeah.
Lisa is a big Sky fan. She was there, saw it on her timeline. Nisha Lewis from Morgan Park, in her and her mother was there. Just got married to LC.
Yeah, LC. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, his wife and his mother-in-law. They big Sky fans. They be damn near at every
Okay.
Sky game. Kimberly
Mm.
Jones from Morgan Park. These are all people from
Yeah.
Jamar. These are all people from Ian's graduation class. Kimberly Lewis, but Kimberly, she rich now.
Y-
Like it ain't no problem for her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to
like
her too.
right. Shout out to her and Timothy Lewis. Like man, I think Timothy went on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Jamar won 100K, took that
Sheesh.
money, and they started making one of the most popular products in Chicago and around the world. Now, but it was super
Yeah,
popular in
hair product.
Chicago, hair product,
Yeah.
bro. And then it just expanded to now around the world. Girl was always a genius. She was my
That's
prom date.
amazing.
This was my prom date, actually. Y'all don't know if you know that, Ian. That was my prom date.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
My
And I
prom.
went
Hey.
on y'all prom. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Me
Yeah.
and me and Kim, we went to prom. We wore sky blue. Sorry, we wore midnight blue and white, and
Okay.
it was nice, man. And she had just started to date Timothy at the time, and so it was like, all right, I know you're going to prom with me. I know you got your boyfriend Timothy. She's like, I would still go, because I had asked her. It's just ADHD stuff. And
Yeah.
then we still went to prom, and I'm just super happy to see that they went on to build their future. Amazing,
Yeah, it's
amazing.
dope.
So
Yep.
yeah, man. So shout out to all those folks at Chicago Sky game. Chicago Sky, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, most expensive game, rookie of the year, guys. I mean, I've been saying it since the beginning of the season that it was going to take a lot for Angel Reese to win Rookie of the Year, just because of the greatness of Caitlin Clark. I don't know if anything's changed. They both have impressive runs, but it's just like, unfortunately, Angel Reese is just up against Caitlin Clark, and her numbers and what she's doing with the team, I think she deserves MVP consideration, as I stated to you guys as well at the beginning of the season. What do you guys think? Just in regards to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, is it an anomaly that Angel Reese could still win this Rookie of the Year, or is it a wrap at this point?
No, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I mean, but at one point, I want to say in the middle of June,
It was interesting.
It was, but before the break, it was starting to be Caitlin Clark. But then after the break, dude, it's all her. It's all her, and they're winning games on top of it. That was the thing.
Exactly.
They're winning games now.
And I mean, now also the numbers too. 31-point triple-double last night. She putting up. Her average went up to damn near 20 points a game. That's not to mention the assists, and she getting boards low key as well. She doing a lot. She's the leader on her team. They are now 5th in the standings in the WNBA playoffs and look like a scary team, very scary team going to the WNBA playoffs. So, and for you as well, bro, you got Caitlin.
Yeah, I do now. At one point, I would have liked to seen both of them, share like co-rookie of the year, but as Angel Reese, she's having a great rookie year. Statistically, she had another double last night. I think that's at 20 straight, I believe.
23, bro. Last night was
20
23, most in WNBA history for a rookie.
history.
But she also made some other records too, man. And she's been doing it's some crazy records she's gonna be.
Yeah.
But I think with her,
she's been breaking records, but I think what'll give it to Kaylin is like Jamar stated, they actually winning games and they have a better record. So, that's always gonna trump, the individual stats, but I do feel like it's an individual award and I feel like they both equally been balling. Like you can't deny neither one of them, but Kaylin, I guess the argument for Kaylin will be, well, her scoring her points in the way that she's playing is giving, the Fever more wins,
And
So I mean,
it's helping the team be better. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying, fellas?
yeah, she makes her
even though their
teammates
games
better.
are, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
even though they got different playing styles, we not gonna see Angel Reese come down and
No,
pull a Steph Curry three.
Exactly.
Impossible. Now if she started doing that, then she gonna be the Michael Jordan of
Uh,
yeah,
Angel Reese though developed, fellas. If Angel Reese
yeah.
developed an outside jumper, Annie Jamar.
She could be similar to Angel Wilson.
but also she just needs to be better just putting the ball in the basket on a more efficient rate. Because some of these shooting games, I'll be like 4-13. Like what in the heck?
Yeah,
Like I understand you battling the glass, but maybe better touch
yeah.
around the rim. I don't know.
At this point, I feel like she just playing bully ball, which is fine, which is cool. Every team
Yes.
needs that type of player. She just playing bully ball. Get out the way. Let me get the rebound. I'm putting it back up, which is fine. But at some point, I feel like if she gets more skill in that post, then she gonna be a problem. I mean, she already a problem because she just got that
Mhm.
attitude, and you can't teach
Yeah.
that.
At all.
It's nothing that you can tell a kid and teach them that in any sport. So she already got that winning for her. That already got her this far, which is great. So if
Mhm.
she get in the lab and she get more skilled on that block and get her dribbles better and get her midi game up, man,
Yeah,
she
She
definitely
gonna
gonna
be
be a problem.
something.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're saying, she got that high motor. You can't
Hmm.
teach that.
Right. You can't teach
That's
that.
that's a will, and like you said, it basically got her this far. So if she can, like basically what y'all saying, develop, hone that craft together, like put it all together, maybe in 2 or 3 years, it's like, like
Right.
Hmm.
we got
Very true.
something.
Right. You know, just the only thing, guys, with my Sky Man is, and I told Ian this and Jake and Tiana. We miss Marina Magri, Jamar. We miss our offense. We can't score the ball, and we've always been like a defensive minded team, but we were winning games because we could score the ball. We've just really dwindled because we can't score the ball. And Angel is great, and she's a fourth quarter player. She's a second half player. As we know, guys, when that fourth quarter comes, she get focused. And the thing is most of our games outside of last night, we lost 100-81. Look at the numbers, fellas. All of our games have been close. All of them. Yeah. Last 3 games, even last Sunday, we lost to the Aces. And we've missed Kennedy Carter. By the way, we need her. Please get her off the health and safety protocol. Please, please, please. She's one of the best players in the WNBA. That girl is a dog.
That was a great game too. That
girl is a dog. Kennedy Carter. They better know her name, because the only reason why she didn't get an all-star vote, in my opinion, guys, is because she pushed Caitlin Clark. Can't push the darling. Because of that, people didn't vote for her. But we as Chicago Sky fans, we know she's one of the best hoopers in the WNBA. You can't stop her when she gets started. And so we get her back. Hopefully we can push y'all. Even through all the disappointment for the second half, we can still push for a playoff seed and get into the playoffs, which would just be a nice little positive. And we know we'll lose. But based off of, guys, the numbers, the Sky have played a lot of close games, Jamar. If they get in with a Kennedy Carter and an Angel Reese, and somebody could just hit a few 3-pointers, just a few, I'm just telling y'all, the Sky will be almost as equally dangerous as the Fever will, because we will hang our hat on a defensive end. Teresa Weatherspoon is a hell of a coach, by the way. But we just need to score the ball. We can't score the ball. And so we need Kennedy Carter for these last few games. Fellas, FYI, the WNBA playoffs set to begin September 22nd. So we in the final scratch of the WNBA season. And so hopefully we can pull off a few wins, stay ahead of the Atlanta Dream, and get in and just get into the dance. And so, With that being said, Ian, bro, for our first episode back for the new season.
Yes, sir.
You got anything for us, bro, Fans Basement?
Yeah, I definitely do. So, actually, I got 2 questions.
All right.
So, first question will be: Does Colorado win over 7 games this year?
Well,
go ahead, Jamar.
I was like, can you, to make it easier? Yes, because I haven't even looked.
I tell y'all what, man.
I'll say this: Are they bowl eligible?
What you got?
It was no bowl last year. Yeah, 6, I believe.
Right, and so I'm pulling up the schedule now. The one thing I do want to say is this, fellas. Man, Travis Hunter. Now, look, Ian stated yesterday that he believes he's the best player in college football. And it wasn't that I wasn't disagreeing with you, my brother. I was not. I believe he is, based off of what we see. The plays he was making. It's going to be hard to not pick him as a number 1 pick. It's going to be hard because he can play both ways, and he looks great on both ends of the ball. It's crazy to believe that we see that. We only saw that with Dion. But
I like this.
Right. Not like this. This is like talent with a damn 5 T's behind it. And also JC Horn looks super explosive. He I'm just sitting here watching him, y'all, and I'm like, damn,
Jimmy Horn.
Jimmy Horn.
Sorry.
JC Horn is another player. Sorry, y'all. But Jimmy Horn, like he looks a lot explosive like his dad was. Like just a baller, man. Them were some beautiful passes. That offense, man, for Colorado, they look like they can have potentially y'all three. Well, we definitely got 2 first rounders. Jimmy Horn, man, I want to put this out here, fellas. He could sneak into being a first round pick based off of what I'm
Yeah,
seeing from him. He is good, very good.
yeah. Jimmy Horn is
And
very explosive.
man, so they could put up a lot of points. Jamar, bro, do you see the schedule?
Yep.
All right. So it don't look that damn hard. Look at it. I mean, what, Nebraska? No disrespect to
I mean,
Nebraska.
I mean that's
I heard Nebraska's supposed to be good. Let me slow down. I heard they're supposed to be better. I
They got
read
a
that
new
article.
they're not
they got
they're
a new
not
quarterback.
trash.
They got a really good quarterback in. That's what I heard
They
about Nebraska.
Yeah, but he young, so we'll
He's a
see.
freshman,
We'll see
right?
what it. Yeah, true freshman. So we'll see what
He's
he's
a true
made of
freshman.
next
One of
week.
the top players in the country. Yeah. Shocked
I don't
everybody
know
for
who.
losing to Nebraska.
I don't know who they. I don't know who they played this week. So I
They
don't.
play
I
no,
mean,
their next game is Nebraska, bro. I got y'all see the
no,
schedule.
No,
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 no. I'm
who
talking about
Nebraska playing?
Nebraska. I'm talking about
Who they play
Ah,
Nebraska.
today?
they played they got to play today, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Let me see.
They got to play today. And so
So I guess just real quick, I assume they'll find a way to beat Nebraska. Colorado State, I remember what happened last year, so I feel like they're gonna come in this time around and beat the brakes off of them. So that's 3
Man,
right there. Baylor, I don't know how good Baylor is this year. I don't,
yeah, I don't know how good Baylor is either.
only
but
thing I know about Baylor, y'all, is they always have explosive offense every
yeah,
year.
Yeah,
I'm not about to. Yeah, I'm gonna say Baylor wins that one, so that's 3-1. Central Florida, I don't know how good Central Florida is, but
yeah.
I
UCF,
think
I don't know either.
they should win that one. I
That could
mean,
be
no,
a trap game. That should be a win, but that could be a. I don't know.
scroll down on that schedule, Brandon. Okay. So Central Florida. All right, for giggles, I'm gonna say they lose that one, so that's 3-2. By Kansas State, I think they
Now,
beat Kansas State.
Kansas State could be a tricky one because so they did lose a running back to Kansas State. Dylan Edwards is actually at Kansas State now,
Oh
so
okay,
wow.
that could be a tricky one.
okay. I think they beat Central Florida, y'all, but Kansas State is a toss-up
Okay.
game.
All
Are
right.
they on the
So
road at Kansas State at that one?
no, they're
No, they
home.
at home.
They're at
They
home.
at home. So for me,
I'm
I
gonna
think
say
they beat Kansas State. I
yeah.
think they lose to Arizona.
So so yeah. At this
Arizona.
point for me, I'm 4-2. At Arizona, I don't even know how good Arizona is at football, but they probably lose that game. So 4-3. Uh, what's the Bearcats looking like? Cincinnati.
I don't
Cincinnati,
know,
I don't
but
know. That should be a win.
yeah, for me, it should be a
Cincinnati
win.
should be a win.
All
Arizona
right.
is 50-50 for me. Arizona
All
got a
right.
pretty
So
good quarterback. That's 50-50 for me.
all right. So
Right.
five
They
and
got
three so far going in November. Texas Tech. I like a
I
lot of
don't
these
know.
teams. I don't know.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't
For
know. That
me,
I
it
would
looks
say
like they could be bowl eligible. These are like
They-
a lot of wins, possibly for me.
so if we got them at 5 wins collectively before they hit November, because after this gets a little harder. Because I know Utah's a good team.
yeah,
Oklahoma State, that's a tough game.
yeah. That's the last game of the year.
Only went out the last 4 at this point. Then
Right.
And
so
I
I
I
think
think
mean,
they
they
bowl
if
eligible.
if you're looking at them, they both eligible, and we have to remember now too, the playoff is 12 teams now, not only four,
Right.
and in a Power Five conference. So if they get to the Big 12 championship, or even if they win the Big 12 championship, they
that's
automatically in the playoff.
yeah. Well,
That's F. That's a strong F. But like we said, if we got them at 5 wins at the beginning of November, then it's a
they
strong possibility.
should.
It's a strong possibility they could get in the playoff.
Right.
Maybe,
Man.
maybe.
They yeah they
I gotta see them play another. I gotta see them play
I
another 2 games.
yeah I say they're bowl eligible. They will be bowl eligible.
Yeah, I'm
I
with
think
Jamal.
they'll be bowl eligible as
I
well.
think 6-6 or 7-5, somewhere around there, just based on what I'm seeing.
Mm.
Which would be
If
a vast improvement on this program for what it was 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
right. And for me, guys, I got him at 8-4. 8-4, and that's a success. It's a progression. It's progression. It's heading in the right direction.
Yeah,
They
I'm not
could
mad
go
at that.
9-3 or even better. And I put that out there, guys, because of the playmakers they have. For me, I don't want to put them as a borderline team because I think they got 3 first rounders on their team. And if the first rounders play the way they play, or they usually play, most first rounders, they generally have good teams, especially on the college level. So I think they could get 9 or more wins. 8-4 is, I think, the worst for me, guys. That's where I'm at. 8-4 at the worst.
I think for me, 6-6 is the worst. But
Mm,
Yeah.
once again, that's me not really knowing the state of the Big 12 at this point, because the Big 12 is probably the weakest Big Five, Power Five conference, or whatever you want to call it these
yeah,
days.
without Texas now,
I
like,
would I would say the ACC, but they neck and neck.
no. Like these conferences, we got to do our homework on these conferences because a lot of teams have left conferences now.
Because it's like 2 super conferences, and then you got the others.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just
Right.
the others, literally.
Literally, bro. And so it's gonna be crazy to see like Stanford in the conference they in now. It's like what?
What conference is Stanford in?
They're in the ACC.
Yep.
What?
I was watching them play last night. They played TCU late.
Stanford in the ACC.
Yeah, it's
Hold on.
crazy. It's crazy to believe, right? Texas in the Big Ten. But this is the new world, new free world.
I
It
blame the
is.
Pac-12 for screwing this up. It's the Pac-12's
Yeah.
fault.
Man, just causing all type of teams that
Oh, they
generally it
played.
used to be geographical. Now it's just about like this is
Money.
about money, guys. It's
Money.
about eyes. It's about wanting to see the big teams play the other big teams. Gotta be
This gonna be
revenue.
a tough. Let me see. Let me go through their schedule. Okay. Again.
Because
So they play
it's
Nebraska. They play Nebraska at 5:30 next week on the road. That's a national televised game too, because on
Mm-hmm.
NBC.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a tough game for them, as far as they going. Well, they was on a national. They had a national game the other day, but I think
Right.
that's a little different because it's a um it's a
FCS.
conference game early.
Oh,
It's a
okay. You
conference
talking about
game.
for
Yeah, that's a
which game?
Nebraska.
Okay. Yeah.
wait, Nebraska and
Oh
Colorado.
no 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 Brett no no no
I'm about to
Nebraska in
say
the Big
Nebraska
Ten.
is not.
I
Yeah,
forgot. I forgot. They don't do nothing in the
Nebraska's
Big
still
Ten,
Big
so I
Ten.
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
they don't
used
do
to be
nothing in the
Big
Big
12.
Ten, so I
Used to
forgot.
be Big 12.
Right.
yeah.
That like, but you know what? That's a rivalry game between Nebraska and
Colorado and
Colorado.
Colorado State.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that one, man.
That's the. I remember last year. That's the
That was
one
a
I feel
great
like
game.
they gonna punch them in the mouth like no other, because they
They didn't.
remember they did the Travis Hunter last year.
Man.
Travis Hunter
Yeah,
destroyed that game
and they that's another 5:30 game. That is crazy.
Right.
on
Mm-hmm.
And
CBS.
then
So that's 2
yep,
national games back to back.
Three,
yeah,
y'all. Three.
Well, the
Yeah.
ESPN
yeah,
one,
yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
but
yeah, three.
I look at the ones that's not cable, like really like.
I see your point.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
everybody can
That
watch.
everybody can watch. Yep.
Yep.
Right.
Then they
Yeah.
got Baylor. That's homecoming. Central. I probably would say 8-4. Um,
So y'all more optimistic on it. I'm
Yeah, bro.
but
At least
the
you are.
only thing is I want to see, because everybody say, oh, well, they gave up 20 some points to North Dakota State, and it's not taking that away from North Dakota State,
North Dakota
because
State's a great
that
team, y'all. Don't forget they
that's
run the
a yeah.
FCS. Them
yeah.
Yeah, they
national
like
champions.
that. They like
Damn
that
near deal.
Alabama of the FCS. So
Exactly, bro. Plenty of NFL players. Plenty.
yeah, they even played Trey Lance's brother the other night.
Exactly, bro. I'm
or his
like, oh,
cousin
look
or
at his
something. Yeah.
brother. Looks so awkward on the football field. Gotta
So
pass him.
I think the thing is, so this team is basically new. You know, his thing is to recruit out of the transfer portal. So they got like 40 some new players. So that's a lot of players. They still got a jail. It's still a first game. Still got a jail. You know, all those guys learn the coaching scheme. They got to learn how to play with each other in the game during tough times. So I don't think people that's just watching the game really understand that part, that aspect of it.
Right.
Now the defense did only give up. They didn't give up much in the second half. They only gave up that one touchdown, I believe. But
No, they gave up two,
they
bro.
in the second half. No, in the
Uh,
second half. No,
oh,
in the
the
second
second
half they
half,
only gave
yeah,
up one
one,
touch.
just
Yeah,
one.
the second. Yeah, the second half they only gave up one touchdown. Um, and in the first half they could have got off the field a couple times where so the game could have been totally different. The game could have been 40-14. You know, they could have, but having penalties on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 9, lining up off sides, personal foul calls. Just that just come to discipline. So it easily could have been a blowout, but you know. People see FCS and think it's just supposed to be 70-0 all the time. That ain't the case all the time, especially with a team
Not with
like
North Dakota
that.
State. No, not with North
Not yeah,
Dakota
not
State.
with North Dakota State. No, so
No, no, no.
I got to see how they gel together as a defense, and I want to see them run the ball better. That to me that'll determine how their season go. Now, if they can actually develop some type of run game and
Right.
the defense is somewhat good, then hell, 8-4, shit, they might go 9-3, or they might even win 10 games. But um,
When it comes to
we
that
just
running game, though, to me, you
yeah,
can't
they,
just
you
have
got you got you
47
got to
yards
work.
of rushing
Not gonna use
Yeah,
that running
on
ball.
20 something carries, yeah, you have to develop a run game.
because you can't have
They
Right.
Shador
can't
out
they
there
can't
just
win.
throwing the ball all game.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Can't have them dropping back every play. This ain't the video game. Shit, that's hard doing video game. They'll cheat and still make you lose.
Facts.
So yeah, so you can't do that. But I mean, they play well. They look great. I mean, they look good on offense as usual. So I wasn't surprised about that. But I
Right.
was kind of a little disappointed in the defense. But cause I didn't get to watch the game. I had actually went to my Carmel game the other night. So when
Mm.
I actually got to look at certain clips and certain like plays, I was like, well, they let them off the hook, and North Dakota's still a great team. So we'll see. It's a
Right.
long season. They still got time to develop jail, and.
Facts.
So
Yep.
True.
so
Yeah.
now I got one. So now I got one more question. Though this is a Bears question.
All
I don't
right.
know if you guys talked about this, but how many touchdowns are we giving Caleb this year? Under 30 passing touchdowns or over? Oh, you know what? I wouldn't even say 30 touchdowns. I would say, has a Bears, does he get 4,000 yards passing? I
Whew.
don't think we had a Bears quarterback to get 4,000 yards.
Nor 30 touchdowns. So
Right. I think both of them are a lot for me, bro.
In the rookie year,
I
yeah,
think,
but
I,
with this
Yeah,
team,
for rookie year,
I,
that'd be amazing.
I think the 30 touchdowns, if we pose the question like this, I think the 30 touchdowns is more attainable than the 4,000
in the
yards.
4,000 yards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because 17 games, so that means you just got to average, what, like 1.5 a game
Well, 30 games,
passing?
Right.
well,
I
passing
mean,
touch.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
17.
mean,
Uh, yeah,
because
he
I
would have
mean,
to average at least almost 1 or 2. Yeah.
Yep. So it's obtainable,
I mean, then you take into account maybe he get 3 here, 4 there,
matter of fact,
or
I'm gonna answer your first question. I say he goes over the 30. I
mm,
say he
over the
does
30
over.
touchdown.
Yeah,
Oh, damn, we talking MVP.
I say over the 30. Because I mean, this offense should score
It should.
20, 24, at least 24 points a game. So that's
That
3
should be
touchdowns and a
average.
field goal. Yeah.
That should be average
And then basically
on
he'll do
paper.
a right. He'll do a bulk of that in the first 10 games of the year.
right.
Yeah, the sweet
You got
schedule. Yeah.
You got 17 games out of 16. So factor into that, we got a competent offensive coordinator and a plethora of weapons. You got 3 number 1 wide receivers. Man, he better throw over 30 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's not asking too much this day and age.
Right.
No,
Based
it's
off
not.
the rules.
We just never seen it in Chicago.
Exactly.
We just never seen it. And never seen it, not much from a rookie. But it's very obtainable. I mean, look what CJ Stroud did last year. Look what
How many touchdowns did
Jameis
Stroud
Winston.
have?
Jameis
What
Winston
was-
is trash, and he threw 30 touchdowns.
Yeah, matter of fact, what's the touchdown stats from last year from quarterbacks? Like, I'm just curious at this point. Like, how many quarterbacks threw 30 or more?
CJ had 23 touchdowns and he had 4,100 yards passing, but he only had 5 interceptions.
Sheesh.
Wow, that was beautiful.
But now he got some receivers too now, so he might go to 30, just like Caleb.
Right. So based off of what I'm seeing,
Dak Prescott had the most with 36.
Yep.
Jordan Love 32. Brock Purdy he had 31. Jeff Goff had 30. Those are
Yeah.
the
Josh
top
Allen
four.
had 32, right? And Tua
Yeah.
Tagovailoa had 30. So it was
Well, this one
6.
said it had 29, but maybe they miscounted. So yeah, maybe they did have 30.
Yeah, I asked Bing 2024, y'all. And so it gave me everything you gave you. Dak Prescott 36, Jordan Love 32, Brock 31. That was surprising. Brock, people sleep on Brock.
I mean,
Not to me.
31, bro.
I mean, look at who he throwing the ball.
31.
Dude, from a fantasy perspective, he was guaranteed 2 passing touchdowns a game at one point in time.
Yeah,
Right.
Him and his top 2 weapons won me the fantasy last year.
Come on, man. I remember what you did to me in the playoff game. I don't appreciate that.
Man.
Christian McCaffrey and Debo, yeah, they had a great year last year.
Destroyed.
Right. Shout out to Destination Fantasy Podcast, by the way. Jamar, you guys go on Sunday mornings?
Yeah, we actually starting tomorrow.
All right.
Tomorrow.
So DF, Destination Fantasy Podcast, Jamar and Deshaun Reed. You can catch them, same platform, Restream, etc. So fantastic. And so Jared Goff, yeah, Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa. So we had 6 quarterbacks that threw over 30 touchdowns this year. And so y'all think Caleb Williams is ready for that company already? Bro,
I mean,
y'all
to
think
be
he's ready for
honest,
that company already? Josh Allen.
but if you look at
Jared
it,
Goff.
the common denominator is out of all of these guys that threw 30 touchdowns,
They had a
they
lot
got
of weapons.
weapons. Mhm.
Right.
And he got a lot of weapons. So I guess if he's he's still a rookie, so he's gonna have rookie mistakes. But I mean with these dudes,
It's hard to
I don't
mess
know
this
how
up.
many. Yeah, I don't know how many mistakes he could make with 3 potential number 1 receivers and
Right.
DeAndre Swift behind him and Khalil Herbert and Cole Kmet.
Dude, it's
You just got to get the ball out, in other words, right? Just get the ball out.
yeah.
and he's good at that. I feel like he goes through his progression.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he doesn't. So it's gonna be something to see, man. Well, we got
Right.
how many days we got? It's gonna be the first
8
under
days.
8 days. I was gonna say we under 10 days. Now we
Yeah, next Sunday.
Yep, exactly.
wow.
So, yeah,
We
right
here.
here. Right here, right here. And
First
so,
game
yeah,
is Thursday. We here.
yeah. And who is Thursday? It's the Chiefs versus who?
No, the Ravens. The
Yeah.
Ravens and Chiefs. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh,
And then
Man.
you got a Friday game.
you're right. I know we had a
Packers.
Packers
It's the
and Eagles
Patriots. Okay,
Eagles.
okay, Packers and Eagles. Okay,
in Brazil.
Oh.
in Brazil. Beautiful.
What streaming platform they on? Is it Peacock? I
Might
want to say
be.
I thought it was,
It's one of them. It's definitely one of those platforms.
or is it Amazon? Let me see.
It will air on Peacock.
Yeah,
Yep.
I thought I seen it the other day.
According to two
Okay.
sources, Peacock. So Eagles Packers will be shown on nationally exclusively on Peacock.
Okay.
And so yeah, game is next Friday, Sao Paulo, excuse my French.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Friday
that's
night.
awesome, man, that they spreading the game over there. That's awesome. And so
And we
yeah,
about to be footballed out from high school to college on Friday night to the NFL. I love it. I love this time of year.
We made it.
yes.
We made it.
Yes, fantastic. Yes. And so, fellas, with that being said, final thoughts and shout outs. So, Ian, my bro, pleasure. Jamar, Jake, bro, we praying for you, man, and hope that everything gets better with the fam. And so, with that being said, Jacob likely be with us next Saturday. Any final thoughts or shout outs, bro, as we head into the weekend, Jamar?
You know what? First, shout out for this season is to you all, you two fellas, and Jake. We back.
Yeah,
I'm
we back.
happy.
Yes.
Definitely happy.
Fantastic. Yes. Platform looks beautiful, by the way, man. It all looks beautiful together. And, bro, final thoughts, shout outs, man, as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, just like Jamar said, shout out to us, man. We back. Should be a great season. Should be a great football season. Got basketball coming back up again. Shout out to the men for getting a goal. Um, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
much it.
Yep. Take that, France. Y'all say y'all coming for us. Victor Wembanyama was a rookie. Blah, blah, blah. LeBron is retiring. Steph Curry going to retire in 2028. But, 5 straight for the men, gold, 8 straight for the women. So, it's awesome. And so I've been letting the French folks know, guys. It's taking up for us. And so with that being said, yes, shout out to you, bros, man. And it was good to see you, bro.
Yeah, good to see
Good to see
y'all.
you, man. It was good to see you, man. And, pleasure. Um, Shout out to our viewers this morning. We look forward to just having a great season. So, guys, have a great day. World, please. We want to always do this as we always send our podcast. And that on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and will love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated. And we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend. Peace.